Good afternoon. Sean here, Mountains Garage. Today's quick project, 5 minutes or less, is how to build a steering column for your hot rod. You got to connect the steering wheel to the steering box somehow. There's a lot of options out there, aftermarket columns. They get expensive. There's other ways to do it. Here's how. I emptied out these two green boxes. They represent my collection of steering-related junk. Well, it's not junk. Most of it's new or previously installed but never used. I don't think any of it actually has been driven on the road. So we got to connect some type of steering wheel adapter. Let's start there. This is the type I prefer. It's splined. Got a 360 pole to disconnect it. It's very positive, and it engages over the shaft by like 2 inches. But let me show you. That splined hub, it would be very difficult to not have your steering wheel in a position you want it, as opposed to this style, where you got 6 choices. So, not a time, I mean, you got to do some figuring anyway, but that spline one's a home run, and you can pretty much stab the wheel on any way you want. I'm going to use this probably on my Model A because I'm probably not going to take the steering wheel off, but the type of column we're about to build, it's nice to have that feature. We need an outer tube. I have a few options. This pipe I considered too heavy. This is a piece of chrome moly I have, 1.5 OD. That would work perfect, but a little too fancy for this particular rig. This is Walker 1.5 OD exhaust pipe. And when you cut that off and deburr it, the ID is perfect for the bearing I'm about to show you. I've built some race car columns using either these hardware store 3/4 ID bronze or oilite bushings, or the nylon type, also 3/4 ID. But this rig here, this whole sleeve of bearings, is $15 for 10. They're wheelbarrow bearings. If you look them up online, they're a flange bearing, and they are a perfect fit for the end of that 1.5 OD Walker exhaust pipe. I mean, you hand file it a little bit, and it'll start in, and it'll tap right in with the perfect amount of resistance that would give you the trust that you won't even have to weld it, but I'm going to tack weld it anyway. Just, for safekeeping. Or there's another method. I'll show you both in a minute. Your choices of shaft vary. Drag cars all use a hollow one for lightweight. And I guess in theory, it gives you some amount of collapsion, but that's probably not a concern, especially in a street rod or something like that, because, that ship's already sailed. Again, hollow. This double D 3/4 is the most popular. They make it 1 inch too. And right back to collapsibility, I guess I'd prefer the 3/4, and everything I have is 3/4 except for that joint there. So that's what I'm going to use. 3/4 double D. And in a few minutes, I cut the piece of exhaust tubing, did a little hand filing, tapped the bearings in, and stuck the ends on. I haven't final welded anything, but most of your vehicles take a 28 to 33 inch steering column. That's a sweet spot. You can adjust either way depending on where your seat's mounted and whatnot. If you don't want to weld the bearing, I'm going to put this end on right there, so there's no way that bearing can come out. For the other end, I could choose to do the same with the U-joint or just run a shaft collar. It's a hardware store item. And you put a dimple in the shaft, run your set screw in it with some Loctite. That's not going anywhere, so welding is not necessarily required, totally optional. I'll probably TIG weld it with silicon bronze so the bearing will not get very hot. That stuff is like electronic brazing, but it's super strong. And then to finish it off, because the street car, you got this $15 turn signal switch. I'll just affix to the side of it, and that's what I'm going to run. I have a few aftermarket columns, but they're big and bulky, and they come with a whole other mess of problems. This is simple, lightweight, and cheap. Like and subscribe. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.